Come on in and grab a drink. Talk about anything. Grab a cigar, just sit right down, all family here. Let's go! Welcome to the show. Drinks and Dave. Drinks and Dave. Welcome to the show.
Woo! Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Drinks and Dave's. And as you can see, we have a new bumper. We have our own song now.
Rockin'.
Hey,
Dave.
Hey, how you doing? So
Good.
what, Senor? That did you like that?
I did. Yeah,
Okay,
that was
good.
cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Dave was the inspiration, and I was the video thingy. What about
Executioner. You
executioner?
executed it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So what we know what we're drinking tonight, but are you drinking anything? Are you did you pre-game at all?
No, I have a Coke Zero though to kind of smooth out the
Okay, yeah, and I've got RC Zero, so we're good there. What are you smoking tonight?
La Gloria Cubana, and I guess that must be Gloria right there on the.
Could be, or her sister Esmeralda.
Is that her sister?
Hmm.
And what do you got going on there? Is it a Rubicon?
No, it is a Quorum Shade, but I'm double. I was going to say double fisting. That's probably not a good thing to say. I've got a Milano V waiting in the wings. So, so as everybody, go ahead.
I'm having a rough time because I did a pre-show cigar, which was just a cheroot, which is just a nasty little squishy thing. And I'm not one to get taste much out of cigars like you are. But as soon as I lit this up and took one puff, I'm like, oh, this is so much better.
See, yeah, the retro hail, which I know you're still working on, that's when you're going to get the best flavor.
Yeah.
So as everybody knows, we have a special guest tonight, and we're going to bring him in just a few minutes. And you know that tonight is our beer tasting night. Now, we put out a list. Hopefully some of you decided to go out and get some if you could, so you can come along with us for the tasting. So what do you think, Dave? Should we bring Steve in?
Sure.
Welcome, everybody, and please welcome Steven to the show.
Now, this is his second time on our show.
Yes.
Yes.
And he is going to guide us through the wonderful world of God's creation of grain, and we are going to give thanks to beer. Okay, grain? I stole that from Robin Hood, but okay.
Oh, yeah, it's grain, hops, and water, and yeast. Yes, those are the ingredients. That's actually the Germans have a purity law, Reinheitsgeboten. Those are the only ingredients you can have for certain brands of beer or certain styles of beer. You can't veer outside that. So all the other, put in tree bark and all that other nonsense. That's outside the rules. So we're staying inside the rules today.
We're staying inside the rules.
What's that?
What do they call it if you put in tree bark at the end to add some birch flavors?
The Gestapo.
They call it verboten.
They just don't.
It just doesn't adhere to the German purity laws.
Okay, Steve, while you're here, I've got to say something, and this I've been holding on to since high school. Now I'm 62 years old, and I've been holding on to this to say to somebody who knows about German beer. My entire high school career, when beer was available,
all 5 years.
No, I was no. I went 4, unlike my wife who went like 2.5 and graduated like as a sophomore. Why she married me when she's as smart as she is, I have no idea. But we used to buy, because we wanted to be bougie, we bought Lowenbrau, the green bottle with the silver thing, and we drank that, and we thought we drink German beer and everything else. Found out it's made by frickin' Miller.
Yeah.
It was basically Miller High Life in a green bottle
with dots above the O or something, right?
With dots above the O.
Yeah. It's the umlaut is very very highbrow.
But wasn't it once made in Germany though, Lowenbrau?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much all the beers that we're drinking today are owned by either Coors, Miller, or InBev, which is a huge Belgian, or it's ABEV. There's like 3 conglomerates that own everybody. So it's all kind of like
kind of like whiskey and bourbon.
Exactly. They buy them up when they're on the rise, and then they just take the profit off the top. It's actually, this is a cyclical thing. This happened before Prohibition, and then after Prohibition was gone, it happened again. The big brands go and buy up the little guys, and they either get rid of them completely or they just make them go away.
Kind of like television sets.
The craft beer has actually kind of held on. In some cases, the big brands will buy up the little guys, and they'll say, we just want to take the profit. You guys continue to make the beer. So Goose Island is one of those. Hey, how you doing? She's back from London. Going back to your statement about Tig Lily, there should be something said about the generosity of women.
So, Steven, before we move all knee deep in beer, I'm curious because I made the statement on the forums that I was drinking sake one night, and that's closer to beer than it is to like Scotch because it's a brewed type of a thing. It's not.
And then Eric attacked you.
Yes,
right. But I'm curious. Do you because you're wading just slightly into the whiskey and Scotch and stuff. Do you like sake or no?
I've had it a couple times. It's good. Yeah. It's when I'm out having good Chinese food or Japanese food, I tend to get a really good beer that's from that nation, China or Japan. I've sampled sake. It's not for me. It's not bad, but sake is to beer as a cigar would be to a forest fire. So
I like that.
They're both fire. They're both something burning, but they're not the same.
So it's like kind of like Lafroig too.
Well,
or
so this is interesting because somebody mentioned that the ingredients used in beer are closer to that which is used in Scotch versus sake. But what's interesting is that made me I kind of realized this not liking bourbon is that it's what the grain or whatever you start with is kind of like that flavor is taken through basically no matter what the end product is. And that's where a lot of the I like or don't like comes in because I don't like stuff that's made out of corn, which is most of bourbon.
Okay.
And rice is sake and barley is Scotch, right?
Right.
And beer is mostly wheat, right?
It's it's malted barley. They've now started. People started using wheat as an additive. I've had a few beers that are just brewed with wheat grain. They're a little tacky, a little starchy. It's hard to describe them. You can brew beer with rye. Beer is brewed with a corn adjunct. The first beer that we'll be having has corn in it. So, and I'm sure you said you had experiences where it was you just didn't like that corn flavor, and that's those college beers, I guess would be the best way to describe them. You're sitting on the beach, you're at a football game, you're opening one of the three big brands. They use corn to kind of pump up the grain bill and to add extra sugar to it so that it gets a lot of carbonation and it'll actually strip out a lot of the hop flavor and they use it to kind of balance everything.
Well, I'm going to make a lot of enemies because if Budweiser does that, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah,
Budweiser is horrible. Sorry.
Yeah, I've gone around online with people on this. Beer is beer. The definition of beer is 4 ingredients, and that's it. And water, hops, malt, yeast. Boom. What you do to it is like making mac and cheese. You can take it out of a box and pour it in, boil up the dried noodles, add a package of cheese to it and stir it all up.
Don't you be dissing on Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I'm not dissing on it at all.
We'll have fight.
Not at all. I make Kraft macaroni and cheese all the time.
I love it.
but it's what you do with once you've got the water boiling. Okay, do you put in fresh noodles, or do you use the dried noodles, or do you mix up your own cheese sauce? Beer makers kind of have this palette there's a base, and then everything else goes out from that. So as I was going through this beer journey, which started back in when I was actually 21. I will admit I'm a nerd. I didn't drink until I was 21.
That explains a whole bunch.
Hey, can you imagine this guy partying before the age of 21? I was
You
not
would be
that
mullet
guy.
having.
What?
You would be a mullet having college guy.
No. The longest mullet I ever had. Well, I had a long hair. At one
He
point, but I
admitted to
never had
having a
this
mullet.
No.
He admitted to a mullet.
No. It wasn't quite mullety because it was long in the front and the back all at the same time.
So he's all party. Okay,
No,
well,
it was
before we get into too many details, because we do have some of our basic educational slides.
that's
let's
my
do
past coming back.
those. So Dave will, the drinks and days, we're here to educate.
That's right.
So let's go through those, and after a slide, Stephen, if you want to add a little bit to that, and then before we get to the tasting, we'll kind of go through why you picked what you did.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So here we go.
Okay, beer. Sorry, it's not something better.
Wow, we know who put the slides together.
Exactly. What is beer? Beer is a fermented alcoholic beverage made from cereal grains like malted barley, water, hops, and cocoa puffs. No, and yeast. Modern definition allows for various adjuncts like fruit, spices, or sugar, as long as it's brewed from a malt grain base and contains over 0.5 alcohol by volume.
Right. Or so what Stephen pointed out is in Germany, you're not adding spices or fruit or whatever. You can't do that.
That's the thing. German beer makers are actually very clever because the laws that they had coming out of like the 1870s and stuff, and these laws have been around for a long time, were strict for beer, what was actually beer. They started making other stuff by adding spruce tips and, loganberries and all these other things to kind of make different flavors. Plus, they just changed the style name. So it's no longer within the set Reinheitsgebot strict beer laws. So they've just created new styles and just kept improving from there. So it's been it's interesting. The history of German beer making is unique.
Well, isn't it pretty much it's pretty much the genesis of beer, isn't it? I mean, it all started in Bavaria, Germany and stuff.
Modern beer, yes.
Yes.
Beer actually started, and there's a great book out there somewhere. I don't have a copy of it at the moment, but it's Beer Saved Humanity.
Because it was being done by religious folks, wasn't it?
Monks and stuff. Trappist monks are very famous these days for making different beers. But beer really was an accident that was created somewhere in either Ethiopia or Lower Egypt. Somebody let the grain sit out. It got wet, and as it fermented or as it germinated, they put it in a big old pot and let it ferment, and the natural yeast turned it into something really nice and sweet that when they drank it, they went, "Oh, this is good. Let's have more of this."
Quick side note that's going to blow Dave away. It's one of those ah-ha-ha moments. You said Ethiopia or Egypt. Well, isn't it funny that the Ark of the Covenant may be in Ethiopia, which means that God ordained beer to be the elixir of life.
It is.
Also, before I read this, also on a side note, at the end of all this, Steve, I want to ask you from a business standpoint, where you think that the state of beer is from a manufacturing standpoint, the ones that use all the automated, and on the craft beer. So we'll get to that at the end of the show. Okay, what is beer? Core components: grain, primarily malted barley, providing sugars for fermentation, color, and flavor. Other grains like wheat, corn, and rice can be used. So that leads to Dave's point. Water, the main ingredient. Its profile influences the final beer, which I would mean the type of water that you use makes a big difference. Hops add bitterness, aroma, and act as a preservative, balancing the sweetness from the malt. And yeast, we all know, converts sugar into alcohol, ethanol, and carbon dioxide carbonation.
Yep. That process is so simple. I homebrew myself.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it.
Yep.
And you just let the yeast eat up all the stuff, and when they expel, there you go.
Yep.
What is beer? Again, legal and regulatory view, U.S. Federal definition includes beer, ale, porter, stout, and similar fermented drinks with at least a 0.5% ABV brewed from malt or malt substitutes like sugar, rice, or molasses.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to the molasses part real quick, because I know molasses can be very, very
molasses
heavy.
is kind of a it's an interesting adjunct that they add to it. It really gives off a kind of a bitterish flavor, but your ABV will just shoot through the roof.
Really?
Yeah. Molasses is pretty much just sugar as concentrated as you can get it.
Okay.
And the yeast will get in there and go, oh. I mean, it's like a Vegas buffet. Molasses, and it does add some bittering characteristics. I've tried a few beers that people use molasses on, and it's tricky. It's tricky, but there are some out there. I haven't seen any commercial that I can speak to. So, but yeah, beer is basically, there's two different types. There's top fermented beers, and there's bottom fermented ales and lagers. Ales are fermented at about room temperature, and lagers are fermented at a lower temperature, which is
well, isn't and I know Coors is, I think, our first one, but isn't it? Don't they claim to cold brew everything?
Yes, but that's pretty much it's not cold brewed, it's cold lagered.
Okay. Okay.
But
now this next slide, I'll have to let you read, because apparently Dave thinks I have 2018 vision, because I can't read this. Dave, if you've got the paper version of that, go ahead.
I can walk you through it, but I'm not gonna be able to read what it says, because it's tiny on my screen too. Basically the grain goes into the hopper. That's the first little graphic, and it gets milled up in the second. Which basically just crushes open the grain so that you can get better exposure to the actual center of the grain where the sugars are. Mashing is where you actually warm up. You actually basically boil the mash, which is what the water and grain together is called mash. And that turns into, once you've boiled it to the right temperature and you add your stuff, it becomes wort. You've used the tagline "Wort Guru." Wort is what beer is without yeast. The minute you add yeast to it, you've got beer. Because as soon as the yeast hits that and goes to town, it starts turning it into beer. That's really what you end up with at the end of this process.
That's where the bottles are at then.
Yeah. The brewing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the brewing portion is where you get your wort. There's a whole process where you extract the wort out of the grain, and then you filter it off of the grain, because you don't want any of the grain in there mess with it. You then move it over to a brewing kettle. The brewing kettle then comes up to temperature, and then you start adding your hops and any other adjunct that you want to add to it. Honey, I know KJ has honey, and you can add honey to beer. I did a honey ale that was actually really good. But you'll add all the different things in the different time periods that you add them, because you want your hops for flavor, you want them for aroma, and you want them for bitterness. So you can add them in 3 different levels, or in some cases you can add them twice, you can add them once, you can add them thousands of times if you want. And there are beers out there where they just dump hops in until your face falls off.
Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick before we go to the next slide is I'm going to interpret what Eric said from a graphic novel standpoint. So the first thing, we have the purity of the earth. The purity of the earth goes into a drunken hopper. Then the third hopper is filled with milk. The fourth hopper is pissed off and showing his teeth. The fifth hopper is trying to become those things from what are they called?
The Minions.
The Minions, yes.
Yeah.
The fourth one is a heater, as we're priming our Mercedes-Benz,
Two Mercedes.
or it's nuclear, one of the two. Then everybody lays down on a pink bed, and then we bury the bodies in the three things, and then of course we bottle it. So basically, it being green, it's Soylent Green. Beer is Soylent Green.
Okay,
I'm glad I didn't pull this graphic up, because this is that's pretty good.
Yeah. That was for Eric. Okay, how to drink beer. Well, okay, I'm going to read this.
Come on. There's rules.
Okay, sorry. Use a glass. Oh yeah, use a glass. Okay, let's Dave, show everybody what you're drinking in an insulated coffee cup.
The guy who pulled up the
exact, he fails right out of the gate. So use a glass. Drink from a clean glass. That's why beer is bottled in glass rather than in Starbucks sippy cups. So anyhow, drink from a clean glass to experience carbonation and aroma, not directly from the bottle or can. That's interesting. So although the first one we're drinking, we could actually drink from the bottle, because no, I won't do it, because I've got a special glass for that, so I can't do that. It's an old glass. So anyhow, the 45-degree pour. Tilt the glass at 45 degrees and pour down the side. When halfway, straighten the glass and finish the pour to build a nice foam. That is for most beers except for Guinness, and we'll talk about that down the road. Mind the yeast. Stop pouring when there's about a half an inch left to avoid the yeast sediment at the bottle of some bottles, especially wheat beer. So let me stop there real quick. So I assume what that means, Steven, is that's why some of your wheat beers like Hefeweizen and stuff are cloudy.
Yes.
Is that why they're cloudy? Or Blue Moon.
Blue Moon's another one. Actually, the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale that we'll be trying today is a bottled condition, but I've noticed in the last few years that they don't add as much yeast back in. So I can actually pour the entire thing. But if you pour it slowly, you can get to where there's almost none. There's very few bottle condition beers out there. Like you said, the Blue Moons and the Shock Tops or the Hefeweizens usually have some sort of little bit of the yeast, because it continues to flocculate out as it.
I like that word. I want a T-shirt that says that. How is that again? Flocculate?
Flocculate.
Okay.
It's when your yeast falls out of suspension.
Oh, okay. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to go there. So P-Beat was nice enough to join us with all the same beers that we're drinking. He's got a redneck, white socks, and a blue ribbon beer. Oh, that was Billy Carter. I'm sorry. I thought that's what he was telling us he was drinking. So finally, chill properly. Now that I want to ask a question at the end. Serve lagers and pilsners colder, 38 to 45 degrees, while ales and stouts are better warmer, 45 to 55 degrees, to release the complex flavors. So speak a little bit on that, because I serve everything. I mean, ice cold, including Guinness.
And there's nothing wrong with how you want to drink it. The advantage of serving the lagers and the pilsners at a colder temperature is that that's how they were brewed, and that's how they were, or not brewed, but that's how they were actually lagered. They were actually allowed to do their stuff. The yeast all likes that, so it kind of all the flavor profiles are in that range. Ales and stouts are a little bit better, warmer, because of the fact that their flavors are a bit more, well, as it says on the slide here, is that they're actually more complex. You actually have more of a hop flavor in ales and stouts. Pilsners, the flavoring of the hops is really kind of inconsequential. I've met a lot of people who are like, there's so much hops in a pilsner. It's like, no, there isn't.
But you and I had this conversation that I'm not one that really likes really deep hoppy beers, but the way we're talking about it, maybe I do, and I don't know I do, because so let's talk about, it's like a stout and stuff like that. So will the temperature of the liquid, will that change the flavor profile quite extensively?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's a lot like, and I've experienced when tasting scotches and bourbons, and even when we did rum, when you guys were doing the rum, if you warm the glass with your hands after trying it, you'll find a different flavor note that'll kind of rise to the surface. Beer does the same way. Everyone makes fun of the English for drinking warm beers, but they actually do have some knowledge in the fact that some of their flavors come out a little bit better when it's warmer. I was gonna talk about the I lost my train of thought. Don't you hate that? You're in the middle of thinking something and just goes away.
Well, let me while you're thinking about that. So, do you think that's why we in the U.S., because of the quality of the brewing being not as quality control issued, so to speak, that we have a tendency to drink beer in the 28 to 35 degree, ice cold, because the temperature blocks some of what could be considered negative flavors?
Sure.
Okay.
Part of that comes from, and it really stems from a lot of prohibition. Before prohibition, you could go into any saloon or ale house, and there would be an ale that was usually like a darker color, and they'd have stouts and they'd have porters. Pilsners and lagers were really kind of hard to transport. Because of the warmer temperatures of the other beers, you could transport ales and stouts and stuff like that over a shorter distance quicker to get to where it was actually going to be served. Whereas a Pilsner and a lager, you had to have refrigeration. And prior to prohibition, there wasn't a lot of refrigeration. Prohibition also made it so that only the biggest breweries, which this was what I was thinking earlier about that I kind of lost my train of thought of. Most of the major breweries that survived prohibition were all from German families. Anheuser-Busch, Adolf Coors, the Labatt's is a German family. There's all the Stroh's is another one. You can kind of go through that whole long list of all these different brewing families. They were all from Germany. They came to America and they set up basically from nothing, brewing just like out of their bathtubs in some cases.
Well, it's true that Miller is actually Mueller, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
he changed his name. I think during World War I, if I'm not mistaken,
to make it more palatable for the American public. So cool.
The Blue Ribbon is there's a great story on the Blue Ribbon beer. There was a USX or Pan Exposition, World's Fair, and every one of those big brewers showed up, and they all competed for the best beer at the time it was in the world. And there was all kinds of underhanded things going on where they were bribing officials. They intimidated an official that they knew was going to vote for one of the breweries versus the other. The judges all vanished on everybody. Eventually, the king of beers, Budweiser, was declared the winner, and they used the phrase "the king of beers" because they had won. But Pabst won the Blue Ribbon because they were awarded the Blue Ribbon at some point during this whole thing. They ended up taking 3 different competitions, and in the end, nobody knew who won. They all won, and they all ended up using their different names. The Champagne of Beers is another good example of that came out of one World's Fair.
Wow, that's interesting. Two quick questions, because I know Dave's like, come on, let's go, let's eat, let's drink. Number one, why is it? And I thought it was me, but any type of Budweiser product, and I'm not dissing Budweiser. Well, I am, but but I'm not the only person that has this happen. You drink a Budweiser and you get a tremendous headache. And that's not drinking a ton. That, at first I thought it was just me. So is there an ingredient in there that causes people to have that type of reaction?
There's been a lot of different studies on that. Some of the home brewing magazines that I read have had different theories. I personally from what I've read and stuff that I've put together, I think it's actually the corn adjunct gives it something chemical. I think it's just the sugaring, the sugar substance, and it's a different sugar than the malted barley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my last question is, why is it that the only beer that if you do not put a lime in it, and you know which one I'm speaking of, Corona, why does it have that skunky flavor? Any ideas?
Flavors are part of that flavor profile.
Okay.
It's very strange that certain beers you want to have, I don't know, off flavors. Why did the beer go to the doctor? His head was ailing him.
But
the Chad room is that way. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dave's growing impatient. Oh, go ahead, Dave. You have a question.
I want to get to this because Steven, when you sent the beers, it included information of how much alcohol is in each one, but also IBU. And I never heard of IBU before. So I looked it up, and it's bitterness unit. And so this is a chart of alcohol content and bitterness units of different types of beer. And I thought that was strange because who the hell wants anything bitter? But apparently it's a flavor profile that people must enjoy.
Yes.
Bitterness.
Well, they sell, every brew pub across this country right now is selling so many IPAs and double IPAs and imperial IPAs and triple IPAs. And, a truckload of IPAs fell off and landed on you, and now you got to drink it because people actually like the bitterness. I was going to talk about the IBUs, the international bittering units, as we got into each one of the beers, because, and I was the same way when I first started drinking beer. I was having the three major brands, and it was like, and I went somewhere and had a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and it was a whole different thing. It wasn't what that first drink was like, this is not what I've been drinking. And the guy went, exactly. And he walked me through the different processes. And
I would argue, Dave, with what you said about not wanting bitterness. I think the journey through becoming somebody who enjoys beer is probably extremely similar to those people that start out with a certain scotch. And then over time, for instance, and I'm just going to use Lafroig. Lafroig has got a very ashy, but you find yourself after you've gotten used to that you crave it. And I would imagine the bitterness and for lack of a better term, the hoppiness probably goes the same way. So I think being introduced to the right beers in the right order will have you appreciate things down the road. Is that a correct statement, Steven?
That is. Beer and wine and scotch and even gin and rum, all of those, there's different flavor components in them that when used properly. I've had some beers that were just so over the top and so bitter that I was like, okay, no, this is ugh. And I've had some malty beers that were just so sweet that you couldn't drink them. It was like drinking candy. Things can be done to the extreme. And I've met people that love just the hoppiest possible beers you can possibly imagine. I've met people that love, malty sweet beers. I know somebody that absolutely loves Coors Light. And at first I made fun of him. And as I've been learning more and tasting more and stuff, I'm just like, it's beer. It's not flavorful beer, but it's still beer. So everybody has their own somebody might absolutely love to have tacos with really spicy chili peppers in it, and somebody else might just like tacos that just have just simple meat, a little bit of seasoning in it. They like the lettuce. Maybe somebody else doesn't like lettuce. So
that's a good point.
I stopped being a beer snob and started being a beer geek. A beer geek likes beers for the different flavors and styles and stuff. And I don't judge anybody by what they drink.
So it really is, as Dave said at the beginning of the show, it really is education.
Yes.
It's being educated, just like scotch, just like bourbon, and stuff like that.
Well, and that's what we're doing here, right? Because I told Steven, hey, what I think I hate the taste of hops, because every beer I've tasted has this underlying flavor that I hate. And he said, well, not all hops are the same either.
Right.
So let's get started. But as we go, that's what I'm looking for, right? Is that through these beers, that underlying flavor, is it different than the other one? And
well, kind of this particular list of beers that we have doesn't have a lot of fancy hops. You're looking, when you talk about hops, you're talking about probably the big 3 C's. There's Cascade, Chinook, and Centennial. Those are the 3 C's. They're a pine flavor, a grapefruit flavor, and a combination of the two. You're used to those flavor profiles. You have not tried a Nelson Sauvignon hop. No, it's out of New Zealand, and it tastes like passion fruit. And you will drink a beer that has this hop in it, and you'll go, what is this? Where did this come from? This is nothing like I've ever tried before. And I had a beer that actually tasted like juicy fruit gum, and it was from the hop flavor.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So it looks like we may have to have a couple of rounds of this beer thing.
There's
very interesting. Real quick. We're joined by Matt, straight faced, and Matt used to be a distributor. I mean, he worked for a distributor, so he knows his beers too. Okay, let's get started. Let's drink. I'm thirsty. Coors Banquet. No argument. Everybody knows that this is one of my favorites. So it is an American lager, a golden lager.
It is.
Yes.
And it is actually a golden lager because
it's a beautiful
this is
bottle.
Kind of funny. The actual style that's developed by whatever the international beer style people are is called an American lager. Coors requested to have this designated as a different beer style, and they asked if it could be called a golden lager because it's brewed in Golden, Colorado. They wanted it to have its own basic terroir like wine does. And the beer people went, yeah, that's cute and all, but no. So they refer to it as a golden lager, but it is just an American lager.
Okay. It's a golden lager, easy drinking, B style, characterized by its pale golden color, clean malt sweetness like bread or honey, balanced hop bitterness, often floral, spicy or grassy, and refreshing crisp finish. It's 5.0 ABV or 15 IBUs. And this is interesting. And some of the tasting notes that could be in it are grain, corn, and banana.
Yes.
So I always get banana. IBU one, right, Steven?
I'm sorry, say it again.
This is the lowest IBU one we have tonight.
Yes, 15 IBUs is pretty standard for a lager. 15 to 20. I've tasted some that have been above 20, and it's like, oh, that's a little harsh. 15's about average.
Dave, drop that slide for a minute so we can actually show the color up close. So
the best way to describe this is it's grain color. It's
right,
a light,
very light,
very clear, almost golden.
And Steven, you'll like this. This is that small 12 ounce, very, very old school. Okay, I'm ready.
I've got so many tasting glasses from beer fests that this is from Boulder Dam Brewing, their 7th beer fest.
It's so clean. It's so fresh. I almost get, now that you say banana, I almost get that on the background, but believe it or not, what I get is pear. I get a little bit of pear, which I guess could be the banana.
I can sense pear. It's funny how you'll try beers with people and they'll say, I taste this, and you go, I can actually taste that. That's weird. If you
the reason why I like this is you can slam one of these down in like a second and a half.
I would rather, because I don't get much flavor when it's in my mouth or when I swallow it. But then after I swallow, the bitterness just builds and builds and builds, almost like you're eating the white of some kind of a fruit.
Even in this one, Dave. Even in this one, really.
There's not very many hops at all in this. Okay, let's do this the right way. Let's.
Oh no, not you two in a solo cup, really, dude.
Got it.
Okay.
Hey,
didn't you read the rules? It says in a glass.
I got them in both.
Okay, all right.
Well, okay. This was my father's favorite beer. I never saw my father drink anything other than Coors Banquet. Never Coors Light. Never. My grandfather drank. My mom's dad drank Bud and Bud Light, and my dad would get in the car and drive someplace and come back with Coors Banquet because he couldn't drink anything but Coors Banquet.
There's just something so nice about this. I mean,
Okay, all right.
well,
so you guys, and
okay,
this is
Dave.
what I imagine-
Here's what I want you to do. Take a sip.
Yeah, I've done that.
Do a scotch sip. Roll it around a little bit, and then swallow and exhale through your nose, because that'll give you some flavor profile.
You smoked 3 cigars before the show started, just to deaden it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry. I must be cheap.
I wouldn't drink that one.
You wouldn't, okay? But I'll tell you what. When it's 105 degrees outside and you've been working on your car, there's nothing like it.
And if you
I have some facts about that beer that we just had.
Okay.
The Coors Brewery was founded in 1873 by Adolph Coors at Golden, Colorado. He purchased the recipe for that beer for $2,000.
Wow.
He did not develop it himself. He found a beer in the local area that he liked, and he purchased it. And it's been brewed exactly the same way since 1873.
So this is interesting. Real quick, I'm going to just keep talking, Steve. I'm just going to put some things up that Matt said, and I'll let everybody read those.
Okay. Oh yes. The reason that it's giving off banana notes is because it actually uses a German hop. I believe it's Hallertauer is the name of the hop, and that gives off a slight banana flavor. But yeah, during Prohibition, Coors Brewing actually produced malted milk for the Mars Company.
Really?
Yeah, they kept. That's how they kept themselves open all those years.
That's
and
interesting.
The beer is Coors Banquet is famously known for having 100% Rocky Mountain water. It's the reason it's only brewed in. Yeah, it's the only reason it's the only beer that is brewed exclusively in Colorado at the Golden Colorado Brewing location. Mm-hmm. They brew Coors Light everywhere. You can, in fact, the Guinness brewery brews Coors Light, which is kind of it's a shame.
I know, it's kind of interesting. Well, I think it is, and I think also because I mean, Brian's eighth night said that it's like drinking water, but I think a lot of it is what you got used to over time. So let's go ahead and move on to Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. So Pale Ale is a golden amber colored beer known for its balancing malt sweetness with hop bitterness, originating in England but popularized in American craft brewing with a citrus piney hops, offering a medium body with floral, fruity, and spicy notes and a clean finish, making it a versatile, approachable style. 5.6 ABV, 38 IBUs, and the tasting notes are caramel, pine, and grapefruit.
This one smells rotten.
What?
It smells rotten.
Okay.
You smell in the glass. It's darker though. It's prettier. I like it. It looks more substantial.
Well, it definitely has a thicker pour. And I've had this before. This is a very nice golden, if you see, very nice golden thing. Yeah. So, okay.
This is the very first craft beer I ever had.
This has got a very, very sharp, to coin Matt's, orthonasal smell. But
I don't want to know what he's doing with his retro nasal.
That's when you blow it out through your nose.
Oh, blow it out your nose, Steven.
Okay. Oh, I was blowing out the other.
So this one has more flavor to it in the mouth, and
it's
I
a punch.
Get a lot of pine. So I was like, okay, I could enjoy that until the pine goes away, and then maybe it's the grapefruit.
Yes,
but it's like a very bitter grapefruit. Again, a lot of the white rind to me, like too much.
See, to me, the grapefruit I definitely get on the retrohale, for lack of a better term, but I also get it on the palate and the back of my throat. But it's not a pink. It's not a pink grapefruit. It is literally a white standard grapefruit, kick you in the face type thing. To me,
on that grapefruit.
I would, actually, you probably could put a small teaspoon of sugar in this, and that would probably change the flavor profile. But what this would be good to me, burger and fries. Burger and fries. This would be the perfect, because
Pizza.
we need to see what food would be good with this too.
A really good pizza goes really well with the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Not those delivery ones. You got to go someplace where they actually make the pie.
But what's funny, Stephen, is you've been saying that it's, because remember I was saying in our conversations that I don't like beers that are really, really hoppy. But what I'm realizing after looking at the flavor notes, what I consider the hoppiness is actually the grapefruit. It's actually the grapefruit.
That's what I was just going to say. Maybe it's not that. It's just that it's very, very bitter to me. Like it hits you back here in your jowls. Just,
yeah.
Well, I think what that is, I mean, to me, and this is just my personal opinion, is because I enjoy beer, is I think your palate develops. Like I don't get that tinging that you're talking about, Dave.
Yeah.
That's actually very good. It's also very substantial. I don't know how good this would be to drink in a warm climate, though.
I like Rich's description of what retronasal is. Rich, we can always count on you, buddy.
I like that one. I like that a lot. But I've had this before, and I like it a lot.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it was the very first craft beer that I ever had, and it was like walking into a whole new room, and the whole world changed. And I was drinking stouts and porters, and
I'm going to try something. This is from our previous show, an adobada enchilada Pringle with
pairing is advanced tasting. All right.
What is the lifespan on a Pringle, by the way?
It's delicious. Well, actually, that's from the tasting, so it's been a while.
No,
that's
I like
delicious.
the thought of amber. Amber just sounds like it would be good. I don't know anything about.
Okay, so let's
like this one.
Let's talk about Alaskan boy, I think I probably should slow down on how much I'm drinking the beer.
Water, drink water.
Alt beer, old style amber, a traditional copper-colored German ale from Dusseldorf, known as an amber ale. That's malt-forward, nutty, toasty, and caramel notes, balanced by herbal hops, offering a smooth, rich, slightly bitter flavor with a clean finish, often fermented with cooler and aged longer than typical ales. That's the problem. The problem with beer, though, is there's going to be some burping. 5.3 ABV, 18 IBUs, malty and sweetness. Okay, now I've never had this one. Now, let me ask you one quick question, because I could not find this, Stephen. I could not find this in a bottle.
Okay, and the cans are fine.
Okay, but it seems to me that canned beer does have a little bit of a different flavor, and maybe I'm wrong, but
over the years, especially since the major aluminum manufacturers, Ball, they manufacture pretty much every aluminum can that you'll ever experience. They usually do a liner that won't impart any sort of flavors. People always complain that there's an aluminum flavor to it, and this is a beautiful color.
Smell it. This one smells really good.
This is copper color, and you can start to see a little bit of the coloring in the actual foam.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say because it feels like it's suggestive, but it almost smells like a sweet Pringle.
Okay,
it's got some saltiness and caramel or sweetness to the smell.
Wow, that's nice.
Isn't that good?
That is really nice.
And again, with 18 IBUs, there's no hoppiness, no bitterness to it. Easy drinking. You go to a football game, you want to drink a lager or something. Take one of these instead. You'll have a much better flavor, and it's still just as easily drink.
The one thing that I noticed both in the retrohale and on the back of the palate is the sweetness. Not sweet, but just enough to tone down what Dave would have called the bitterness.
The bitterness.
This is actually very, very good.
This has a lot of caramel flavor to it.
Yeah. And this is the flavor of the grain coming forward, because they'll use a base malt, but they also will use they'll take some of the grain aside and they'll roast it until it gets a little bit of a caramelized sugar flavor to it. And that's the thing. There's a scale.
We have a secondary taster tasting it right over here.
How does Sharon like it?
I know that she likes it. I know that from a pairing standpoint, to me, this would be good with a chicken piccata or an Alfredo, a pasta. I think this would be beautiful.
Oh,
with
yeah.
that.
So I will say though, this one sweeter, much more enjoyable drinking. The bitterness, it doesn't hit you. But then again, after you swallow it, there's still just some of that like pith kind of bitterness that just builds on the tongue, the back of the tongue.
Okay. You know, could that be, Stephen, could that be the yeast and the carbonation and what we're tasting is that yeast?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a yeast flavor to some of these ales. Excuse me, I'm trying to clear the palate.
Well, I'm definitely a convert. I really, really like this.
The yeast does impart a bit of flavoring. I've done the same beer twice as a homebrew, and I used an English ale yeast and an American ale yeast, and the flavor was so different.
Well, and that's what's tough with especially starting out. Just like all the alcohols we've talked about, and you're mentioning, there's so many variables that you can't just taste like 3 like I have and say, oh, I hate this stuff. Because even that one, you know, or one line of beers, all their different versions could be so different that, you know, you got to taste a gajillion of these things.
Yeah. Well, and here's something, you know, from our barflies real quick, is the major difference in taste from cans and bottles is from the UV damage of the beer. Okay. That would be like a wine bottle. And then also not many beers come in a box, so no light gets to it, and others are sold exclusively in cans. That's an interesting thing. And, you know, that's coming from somebody who, you know, distributed that. That was delicious, Stephen. A very, very nice recommendation on that. Okay,
right,
so
we're gonna lose Bougie right here.
Okay, yeah, I have a feeling we are because
I apologize.
you know what? You might lose me. You might, because remember when I see IPA, because one of my first experience with IPA was the Voodoo.
Yeah.
And so when
Voodoo
I see
Ranger?
IPA, it scares me. Yes, it was Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay, Indian Pale Ale, a popular hop-forward beer style known for its bold bitterness, citrusy and piney aromas, and a higher alcohol content. That means by the end of this, I'm not going to be able to pronounce anything. Than standard pale ales, historically developed in England for export to India by using extra hops as a preservative, and now a staple of the craft beer movement with many and modern variations like New England IPA, NEIPAs, and double IPAs. Key ingredients include pale malt, a significant hop addition, ale, yeast, and water, resulting in flavors ranging from floral to fruity to resinous. This one's big, 6.2 ABV and 51 with pine and grapefruit. Okay.
And you can smell the pine.
I was gonna say it smells like grapefruit and mint.
Okay, I
get a lot of mint in there.
I can see mint. I can see mint.
I've got a tall boy, but you know this one isn't. This one is pale, obviously. I mean this is as pale as the Coors was. I think. It
literally is a pale ale with just so much more hops added into it. And again, it's the 3 C's.
Oh, wow. I get
Cascade. This is actually Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook. That's all they ever use for Lagunitas IPAs.
Now, is it wrong for me, Stephen, to get? I'm almost getting an apricot on the sniff.
Well,
because I chose these glasses for that reason to get the aroma to come up. Okay.
Well, there's no mint on the taste, I'll tell you that.
Oh, see, I do. I get spearmint right out of the gate.
Yeah, I can. You know, it's funny. You'll make a suggestion, and I'm like, oh, I can see that.
But I'm also getting. You know, while I'm
grapefruit, it's the grapefruit. So if that's not is the grapefruit from the hops, or is that from some? So that's the one that it's the bitterness of the grapefruit, the aftertaste.
Yes. The 3 C's, the Cascade is a piney, the Centennial, if I'm not mistaken, is grapefruit, and then the Chinook is kind of a combination of the two. And if I'm not mistaken, Chinook is actually a hybrid of the Cascade and something else. So it picked up.
You know, I get the grapefruit. You know, and what I thought was apricot, but after tasting it, this one really kicks me in the head as far as it's grapefruit, which we've been talking about has been bitter. Yeah, this one's a little bit deep for me. I don't know if this is something that I would drink. on a regular
No,
basis.
but if you were out someplace and everybody was having an IPA, you could try this because it's not over the top. It's pretty right down the middle. That's the reason I chose this one, is because it wasn't going to be too far left or right. The Goose Island tends to be a little bit more resiny. I stayed away from that one because
the only thing I don't like about this one is on the back of the palate, it seems to be thicker, and that bitterness or the grapefruit is not going away, and that's very chip worthy. I'm not into that.
Clear that out.
Okay.
Here, boys.
Okay, sorry. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Guinness Extra Stout, a dark-bodied, warm fermented ale characterized by roasted malt flavors of coffee, chocolate, and caramel, with styles ranging from dry Irish stouts like Guinness to sweet milk stouts and strong imperial stouts known for their creamy texture and rich taste, often with varying alcohol levels and popular in colder seasons. I can tell you right now, I'm going to love this. Because I'm a huge Guinness drinker anyways. And I think calling Guinness a beer is not
Well, that looks like coffee.
Oh.
Okay. Couple things on this. First of all, this is not black. People always say that the Guinness is a black color. It's actually ruby red.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But you know what I notice about this as opposed to the regular, nitro Guinness, is it does not build the head as well, and it doesn't have that that cascade. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's the Guinness, to their credit, have done a really good job with there's a little widget that they put inside the cans that is a little bit of the nitrogen, and as soon as you pop that open, it just it just attacks the beer and it's ready to go.
This will be a good comparison to, because I've never had this. So
the smell of this strikes me more like wine. It's like a stewed fruit to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
The flavor profile is dark stone fruit.
Does it say plum in it at all? Because I'm getting a plum or prune, I guess, would be a better.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Guinness, you can get so many different opinions on what the flavor is when you start talking to people, because everybody gets a different note.
With this one I do not get. This is the extra stout. I don't get the. And Steve, tell me if I'm wrong. There's something about the regular Guinness that when you drink it, it's just so creamy and smooth. Not a lot of carbonation compared to this.
Yeah, that's the nitrous.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I mean, don't get me wrong. This on a cold winter night would be perfect. It's nice.
I recommend everybody take the time, spend the money, go to Dublin and go to the Guinness Brew House. There's nothing better than actually drinking a pint of Guinness. The guy's serving it in the lobby area, and he's like, the pipes come directly from the brew house. And
it is different.
You're actually getting the water. This, I believe, is brewed in Baltimore. That's where they brew American Guinness, is in Baltimore. So we're getting Baltimore water. Dublin water is magical. I don't know if it
is, because it comes from the red-haired, blue-eyed versions of Ireland.
Well, you can actually see the river go right past the brewery, and I'm hoping that they filter it because it's not exactly clean.
Well, this to me, when I look at this would be a beer drinker's Guinness, because I don't consider Guinness a beer. I really don't. I know it is, but I love the flavor profile. I love the prune. I love the coffee. I don't get a lot of chocolate in this, but I don't like the carbonation. I don't like the carbonation in it.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too much.
The chocolate shows up more in the standard Guinness, the Guinness draft.
Not bad. Don't get me wrong. Not bad.
No, this is great.
Rich wants to know what I think about this one. I think I prefer probably like the pale ale and stuff better. This one I get bitter coffee, and then the bitter, so the aftertaste is the same. It's that bitter grapefruit.
But are you getting grapefruit on that? See, I don't get that.
On the after, once it's swallowed and it builds just that bitterness.
See, I don't get that.
Back of the tongue.
I think your palate's still holding on to the last two because
Well,
Yeah,
you know what's bad?
eat a
is
pretzel.
Drinking the Coke Zero, I shouldn't have done that because first of all, this makes the Coke delicious. It's like, oh my God, there's that sweetness. But all right, let me try it again.
I could drink this, Steven, but it's not something I would order because
No,
I've had the milk stout,
Mhm.
and the milk stout is just set another level.
If you went someplace, you wouldn't be able to get this because it's not the standard Guinness. We got this because
Right.
it was
Right,
all three of us
something
could get
different,
it.
Right.
This is kind of the previous slide about they use more hops for transporting when they developed it to export to India. Guinness did the same thing. They needed to put more hops into Guinness in order to get it to India. That's the foreign export version. This is the extra stout. This is basically they brewed this version so that people in England and Ireland could drink what they were experiencing in India when it arrived. So this is kind of their version of what was sent to India. So it's not the foreign, but it's the special.
Right. And here's a pro tip before we move on to the one. It's probably a good idea to eat your dinner before you do a beer tasting.
Speaking of which, I got to have some water here.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think that, okay, if we talk about, let's go back to Coors. I could drink 4 of those right now and it wouldn't bother me at all.
Sure.
The pale ale, 2 or 3, but I could continue to drink it. The Lagunitas 1, the Guinness Stout, I could drink 1, but the regular Guinness, as PB said, is just a different animal altogether. It's a different animal.
Matt's close.
Well, but the thing is, he said Coors Light. Well, Coors Light, yeah, but Coors Banquet is a totally different animal too.
Yes,
I think it's a good.
There's
beer.
more flavor in Coors Banquet.
Okay, so here we go. Boulevard Bourbon Quad, Abbey style quad. A quad beer or a quadruple is a strong dark Belgian ale known for its complex, rich flavors of dark fruit, caramel, and spice. With a high alcohol content of 9 to 12% ABV or more, and a surprisingly smooth, drinkable body despite its strength. Hey, I can read and I can pronounce. Often brewed by Trappist monks, as you spoke of earlier. See, I haven't lost my memory yet. And sometimes called Belgian strong dark ale. It is a more potent version of a double. Am I saying that right? A double or a double?
Double.
Okay, double.
It's pronounced double, but you can call it double. Yeah,
okay.
It's double.
Blending the maltiness of a double with its strength of a triple, using dark candy sugar for complexity and often aged for deeper flavor. Now, this is the big one. 12.2 ABV, 26 IBUs, cherry, toffee, and vanilla. Ooh,
this one's got some earthy funk to it.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wasn't that a song by Earthy Funk? Wasn't that a song by Lionel Richie?
No, that's Funky Town.
I thought.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was the name of the band we're putting together on the cadre.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought I had an extra glass, so I had to clean this out, and it's going in the Coors bottle. It's going.
Okay, I saw your tasting notes, cherry, toffee, vanilla. I was hoping to get a whiff of cherry in here.
No. You don't get any cherry on that?
Oh no, there's cherry right up in your nose.
Oh yeah, I get it right in the face. Yeah.
This, by the way, this beer is aged in oak barrels, oak bourbon barrels, up to 3 years that are acquired from the Holiday Distillery, and that's in Missouri. I don't know if you guys have ever tried Holiday bourbon.
No, what bourbon? Really?
All right.
Well, who do you think we are?
Oh, maybe Chad has. Maybe Chad has tried it. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, if Chad would show up for our show, we could ask him.
That's true. He's never been.
No, I get wild cherry red out of the gate, and I have a bourbon barrel. I didn't even know I had this in the refrigerator. I've got a bourbon barrel, this same company, of a chocolate porter. It's really good.
Chocolate porter. Oh, well, I got whiskey. I accidentally bought this one, so I'll taste this one.
Wow,
whiskey.
that one that kicks you in the head.
Yeah, you'll like that. By the way,
sweet.
Rich. This is very similar to a barley wine in that it's very low in IBUs. It's very high in malt, so there's a lot of sugars in it. It's actually still, that's the reason that it's not very clear. If you can, I turned there. It's not very clear is because the sugar is still in suspension. It has not flocculated. Oh, I'm sorry. The yeast has flocculated, but it didn't pull a lot of the sugars out of it, which is why the alcohol content is so high.
Too sweet. Too sweet for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought
I could drink this one, but would you consider this a beer, or is this kind of like there's a beer and then they did stuff to it, and so it's not just a pure up brewed beer?
This is 4 ingredients. It conforms to the German purity law. It's right down the middle of what it's beer. And this is what you would have probably drank before Prohibition. If you'd gone into a saloon, they would have put something like this in front of you and you'd have drank it up and staggered home.
But it is
pretty sweet, Dave. Yeah,
it's sweet. Yeah, I don't like the sweetness of it.
Now imagine this with a really good. I'll sometimes pair it with dark chocolate.
I was just going to say this would be good with chocolate.
Any kind of dessert.
Drink it out of a wine glass and just have 6 ounces.
Yeah. I have capped. I got little rubber caps you can put them on there to kind of hold the carbonation. You can't save them for more than like 24 hours. I've got some beers and I'm not going to make it. But yeah, it'll hold that down, and I'll pull out it, just pour a little bit just to go with the dessert.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that part.
Bananas Foster is great with this.
Okay, I can see that. So let's talk about. So we've gone through all the beers. So what I want to do first, Dave, if that's okay with you, I want to go with what you would pair this with, for something to eat. So let's go back to the beginning. So the Coors Banquet. What would you pair that with? To me, tacos, cheeseburger, fries. That would be a perfect meal to me. Yeah. Dave, what do you say?
Oh, you can't ask me about any of these.
Sure I can. That's why I'm doing it. I just did.
All right, so it was super light, almost no flavor. No, I don't think I would pair that with food. I would pair that you're out hot and you want to guzzle something.
Okay.
Refreshing. Yeah, that's fair enough.
It goes really well with the lawnmower. It goes really well with the football game. If you're at the beach, you're on the boat out at the lake. If I'm out four-wheeling in the trails and you need to slam a beer before you hit the next rock waterfall, perfect.
If I'm out driving, this is beer.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, but I'm out. Wait a minute. I'm out in the middle of the desert. I mean, there's nothing. I'm not going to hit anybody.
The Arizona Highway Patrol will actually bring him beers.
Yeah, the problem is, I go to Vegas and then you know who fat bastard comes in and goes from there. But PB brings it. Coors Banquet and oysters would be tremendous.
So, okay, this isn't fair because this wasn't part of the tasting, but I accidentally bought this whiskey barrel. This is much better than that quad. It's less.
You opened it? Okay, yeah, I have a bottle of it. I was going to try it as well.
We'll have to do this again. Now, one beer that we cannot get anymore that I think is just absolutely amazing is the Hershey's chocolate porter.
Oh,
you can't get it. At least we can't. But it was because a certain individual hand delivered a 6-pack to me, and it was gone within like hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and hush puppies. Yeah, oysters and hush puppies. Oh man, that's perfect.
Okay.
And Straight Face says he came to get some Dave's trash. Well, you've succeeded. Okay, so let's go to the Nevada. Let's go to the Nevada Pale Ale. And what would you pair that with, Dave?
It's light, but a lot of grapefruity stuff. Not French fries. No. Nachos.
Nachos. There you go. And you know what's funny is it does taste better for me from the bottle.
Wings.
Wings. There you go. Wings.
We're already at $1.15, but I want to ask Steven.
That's okay. You know what? Who cares? People are still with us. We stay until it's over.
When on our official slide, what Google AI said is you don't drink straight from the bottle because you don't get the vapors and all this stuff. but you mostly see people drinking out of bottles. So what says you as the beer official?
Well, there's nothing wrong with drinking out of the bottle. The advantage of using the glass is that it allows, much like wine, it allows the flavors to mingle with the air and to kind of open up. The bottle, I mean, you can see the difference between this
Right.
and this. You're going to get more of the aromatics coming up out of that, and
let's
that's
talk
part
about
of the
that.
experience is the
Let's
actual
talk,
what you smell.
let's talk about that, Stephen, because Guinness
Mhm.
formulates their glass a specific way,
Yes.
as does Sam Adams, as does a lot of them, and that's why I chose, like, this glass is actually a Pilsner glass,
Yes.
and so it does make a difference, in my opinion.
Oh, it
Yeah,
does.
but all them fancy people that have all those beer glasses are drinking all their wine out of the same glass, right?
Yeah, but Dave,
Like,
what about
what
how
do you
many
think of
how
that?
many Glen Cairns do you have for Scotch?
I was going to
Yeah,
ask
but
him
they're all
what
the same
glass.
shape. I'm not the same glass, but the same shape, right? Because
Right.
there's a Merlot glass and a
Right.
Cabernet glass and a Pinot glass, and if you buy
Champagne
the
glass,
official-
a Riesling,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
The Gertztraminer glasses.
The Gewürztraminer glasses, yes.
Oh.
Okay, so let's go
These are
back
big
to what we
points.
started.
You don't
Okay,
have to
so
watch
what would
it.
you pair? So I got to tell you, out of all these beers, the Alaska Amber is my
Yeah.
favorite. Is my
Yeah.
favorite. And I'm gonna drink it out of a can. Sorry, I'm a hillbilly.
The good thing is you can get that at the
Oh.
liquor store or at the convenience store.
But see, you remember the conversation we had, Stephen. I didn't want to buy a 6-pack of this.
Right.
Yeah, now I am.
Yeah. See,
Because I
Cool.
can see putting brats in this
that's what
would
I do.
be tremendous.
I boil my brats in it before I actually grill them. I also put this in my chili.
I was going to say, as far as
yeah.
pairing, I could see chili. I can see pork chops would be
Mhm.
good with this.
You know what?
Pizza's great with Alaskan Amber.
You know what's missing from pairing any of these though is like a big steak. Like I don't think these beers. I'm sure people drink beer with steak, but to me, when I'm thinking pairing, I'm thinking of salty stuff, comfort food stuff.
Right.
See, I think the draft Nitro Guinness, the original,
Mhm.
would be
Okay, well-
perfect for a steak. Would be perfect
Yes.
for a steak.
Oh no, I agree.
Because when
Now,
you,
okay,
draft.
so
I would say
So-
the cheeseburger. with this
the bourbon quad, and this is just my opinion, the bourbon quad would pair very nicely with a trash can. I'm just
All
not.
right.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you said
It's too sweet.
So what
It's
about
too sweet.
popcorn?
No,
Instead of a
because
soda,
then
you have popcorn?
because then you get that kettle corn flavor, and I ate so much kettle corn that it's I don't like kettle corn.
All right.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
it's just
cherry
full.
pie or some sort of fruit pie, maybe.
No, I just don't. I mean, to me, I don't think I'd ever buy it again.
Did you go say what the Alaska you pair that with?
Anything.
That's pizza and
Mhm.
everything.
I was
you'd
saying
want.
cheeseburger.
Chili.
That would hold on. It's a
Cheeseburger would work. Yeah.
Cheeseburger would be
something
good.
more substantial.
Yeah.
Well,
brats-
I gotta say,
brats work.
I gotta say, I think the first 6 beers that we reviewed were actually very, very good. I think this is a good idea. I think that this deserves, with all the craft beer that's out there and everything that is up. I think this could be a multiple show
Oh my goodness.
type of thing. So I got to ask Dave, since he's not a beer guy. See, you and I are beer guys, so we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
do it. So Dave, which one would you actually purchase?
If I had to, you're saying, because I would.
Oh, well, no. Wait. Don't you be beer hating.
Well, no,
Um,
because I'm saying I would not choose any of these over a Scotch or a wine. So let's
Okay.
just start.
Different
Well,
animals.
if I had to
Different
go-
animals.
Completely hypothetical. We're at the Giants game, and we're gonna get a beer.
Yeah, but they're
Which one
gonna
you picking?
lose.
I think I'd
Yeah,
probably
but the problem
go
is they're gonna
to
lose
Sierra
anyway, so it
Nevada.
doesn't matter.
I do Sierra Nevada.
The Sierra Nevada.
Really?
Okay. The
Really?
pale ale. That's surprising.
That
I
does
would have
surprise
picked
me.
you for the Alaskan Amber.
Yeah, and for me,
Yeah, but it's a little.
we know which one. But the thing is, you drank it out of a freaking Starbucks cup, so that doesn't, no. No, you need to get it in a glass.
It's the same
To
shape
me,
with the red Solo cup, so I'm college kidding it.
yeah, but he also had it in glass too.
I did have it in glass. I was doing that as a joke.
I would
I told
say
you wear your silly pants.
well, at least you know, you never know. He may not be wearing pants at all.
That is true.
But to me, the Alaskan Amber is the standout for this. As far as on the high end, on the low end, I like what Pantea said. Hey, now, see, she doesn't even want to see you without pants.
Okay.
That's terrible.
This one was the worst. This Laguna for me. The
Lagunitas.
Lagunitas.
Yeah.
Lagunitas.
Lagunitas.
I went through and tried them again, and I forgot. That one just punches you in the face.
So, what was your favorite overall, David? The pale ale?
Of the ones we tasted, yes. Of the ones I have, it would be this Boulevard, the whiskey.
Yeah, but that wasn't part of it. So
that's why I qualified it.
So what we need to do is we need to, for round 2 of this, we need to include pale ale as one of the contenders, and I think we also need to include Alaskan Amber as one of the contenders. Okay. So that's what Dave, maybe that's what we should do, is we should take our 2 favorites. Mine is Alaskan, yours is Sierra Nevada, and include that in the finals. So it's up to you, Steven, to come up with 6
Rock.
more.
Oh my God. No.
Rolling Rock.
No.
How about Grolsch with
No,
actually Grolsch is really good.
Stuff that has cool names. So like the milk stout, that just sounds like it would be smooth and delicious.
Well, if you can,
peanut butter
Steven,
porter.
if you can send me that Murphy's, because I can't find it anywhere, I would be willing to do that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't have it either. That's right.
And we also have to do, and Steve is, thankfully he loves Tucson, and Barrio Red is just
that
incredible.
is a great amber. He will love that amber. He will love that amber. That's got it's just the right amount of sweetness. It's not overbearing at all. It's great. Oh, by the way, for any postal inspectors out there, we are not actually sending any beer through the mail.
No, they're delivered by hand.
Exactly.
Well, you know, one thing
on your doorstep says Hayside. Just
well, I feel like I need to trade in my Tesla for a pickup truck and get some cut off.
Stop it. What I've learned about this whole thing, thanks to Steven, is that beer has got the same nuances, and Dave's going to hate me for saying this. It's got the same nuances as Scotch. It's flavor profile.
That's fine, because obviously we tasted, they were all very different. They didn't taste like one like another at all. And there's a gajillion beers out there, so there's probably many other.
Well, the good news about it, having all the beers out there, is we've got show content for the next 20 years. But Matt brings up a good point, is that we need to do a Hefeweizen, a bitter black ale, an amber ale, a Belgian golden strong, and an Irish red. I agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the bitter's hard because
we had
English bitters. Oh, and Panthea, yes, we had Guinness.
Well, no, but she brings up a good point. Are we going to start looking, because obviously there's craft beer in the United States, and there's also craft beer all over the world.
40 episodes of beer tasting, all right?
Why not? As you know, the Friar Tuck in the Robin Hood movie with Kevin Costner, he was like a beer fanatic.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the Pringles tasting. I'll just say that.
Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. May have not been said by Benjamin Franklin, or may have. Either way.
Well,
how about mead? Yes, I would drink mead in a heartbeat.
Oh, I love mead. I love ciders.
Okay, you're gonna hate.
Yeah.
Okay, explain something to me, because we're already at a $1.24. You know, we might as well stay here till 6 a.m. But what is a mead? Because I've never had it. I have never had
mead. And this is if KJ is watching. Obviously he's not watching at the moment, but when he watches, he's going to be jumping up and down. Mead is fermented honey. It's literally honey, water, and yeast, and you let the yeast go to town on your honey. And every
Well, wait a
Honey
minute.
is
Back up again. You said you let yeast go to town on your honey. That's a little. I mean, this is an adult show. I mean, children friendly.
Hey, sometimes your honey is.
Be careful. Careful.
I'm not. Yeah.
Careful. Don't get us banned.
Yeah. We're all gonna get seriously, it'll just be a black screen. Please stand by. Yeah.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out right now, and you didn't know about this story, I'm trying to figure out how to bribe Pantea into getting me all that good F1 stuff. And I will bribe. I believe me, anything she wants, I will do.
Proud to beg.
I'm not too proud to beg.
Let's have her go back to London and bring us back some English beers. Since she wants some imported stuff, she needs to import it into her luggage. No, nothing.
Right.
No, I don't think that works.
We'll go to the San Francisco Giants game, and she can select the beers.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes left because we're going to make this the longest show we've ever done. So anybody in the Barfly section, did any of you purchase and do the beer tasting with us?
Oh, that would be
Number
great
one.
if somebody did.
Well, we hope they did. Number two, did you like the beer thing? Number three, and would you like us to do it again?
Oh, anything where I have to eat stuff I hate, they're all for that. That's
well, but the thing is, we had such a great show planned for the chocolate covered scorpions and stuff like that, but unfortunately, Dave doesn't can't do shellfish. And believe it or not, I didn't know this, but scorpions are related to shellfish.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yes.
They couldn't have the crickets.
Panthea's made a request. What request? We'll be happy.
This is F1 stuff because I'm begging.
I thought she was talking beer. I was like, oh.
Well, I thought that's what you guys have been doing. Yeah, people have been throwing out recommendations.
Yes. You write in your favorite beer. I've got my favorite beers, but I can't get them. I have to mail them to these two.
I think we need to do for round two. I think we need to definitely include the original Guinness draft, and for us it would be the Nitro.
Yeah, the Nitro.
Yeah,
that we definitely have to go with the full cascading.
Well, wait a minute, Pantea. I'm your Dave too. So I'm just Dave too.
Put the beer down.
One Dave is enough for Panthea.
So Dave, I got to ask Dave this because Dave, you were so anti-beer. You really were. You were anti-beer.
Yeah.
Did this educate you into the world of a new realm?
Yes, it educated me to the breadth of flavors. And
would you now say that you are not totally against beer?
I would. Well, I told you you're going to get mad. I said I still wouldn't buy this stuff so far.
Well, but what I'm saying is because I know you have some bourbons. I know you do. I've seen them.
Yes.
So would you?
So.
Right, I understand that. But would you say that you're more apt now to possibly purchasing a beer as you were to purchasing a bourbon?
No.
What the hell is wrong with you?
So you say, hey. Everybody doesn't have to like everything.
No. You have to like beer.
Oh.
You have to like beer.
Okay. San Francisco has a really, really good beer scene. There are places you can go where they've got multiple breweries and multiple different beers. And they will actually set up a sampler for you. Yeah. Would you, Mr. I never leave my house. I'm never going out and doing anything. I'm never sampling anything or trying anything. Totally tongue in cheek. That's sarcasm on the highest level because I know they are. He and Panthea are constantly going out and trying. They're the cool people. They're the ones.
But see, I think Panthea would be open to saying, "Yeah, I'll try it." Yeah. She's cool. Yeah. I mean, she is
time to time when
Panthea is to cool what Dave is into
to not.
Exactly. Yes. And see, the thing is, I know I've had enough beer to drink because I thought Matt said, "I'd love to see you try a bidet." That's what I thought he said.
Duval. Matt, Ghirardelli Does
they have
Ghirardelli
that?
have a beer? That would be crazy. I know there's actually a place you can try beer at Ghirardelli, but I didn't know there was Ghirardelli beer. No, actually, Matt, I actually thought about getting Delirious Tremens to have them try, but I thought that was too much.
I can't. I'm sorry. The term Budweiser just immediately says migraine to me.
All right.
And it's the corn. It's the corn.
Yeah,
It's
and that's
gotta be.
probably why I don't like bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Dave, you want to talk about this one? Don't get them started.
We got to talk about this.
Yes.
There is a beer that is made with Hershey's chocolate.
Yes.
That is. Give me the name of the company again. Oh,
The Hershey
Jesus.
Porter.
No, it's Hershey's Porter, but
It's,
the company. It sounds Japanese, but it's not.
Yingling.
Yingling. Oh, it is the most incredible beer on the planet. Now,
Out of
I've tried a
Pennsylvania.
couple. Yeah, I've tried a couple, but we can't get that here.
They stopped for whatever reason. They just decided it was not going to travel beyond it. They still make it. You can still get it in the Pennsylvania.
Well, no, actually, it goes as far. Yingling goes as far as Missouri now.
Oh, it does.
But
I
yeah,
know
because Coors.
typically-
Coors actually was going to do the brewing.
Oh,
And this was supposed to happen in 2023 because I kept bugging the guy at Total Wine. He goes, "Yeah, we're going to get it in 2023." Well, here we are, 2026, and we still don't have it. Now, I also heard rumor that they stopped making Hershey's Porter entirely.
What
Which
is
sad.
this, Steven? How come we didn't get this one?
Oh,
that would be amazing. Wow, I would try
Okay.
that in a heartbeat. There is Ghirardelli beer. What?
Oh, I want to try the Ghirardelli beer so bad.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've got a local beer section at the Total Wine. I'll run down the local aisle and see if it's there.
I will have to give you guys instructions on how to not
Handle
mail
it.
beer.
All right.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have been banned.
The U.S. Postal Service is outside all of our doors right now.
Well, I hope that everybody enjoyed this show. I think this was one of our greatest shows. Stephen, thank you for taking the time to do all this, and Dave for putting I think this has been very enjoyable.
Yeah,
I think what we need to do next time is we need to do a taco tasting.
Oh,
What is it? Room temperature hot fast food?
No, you do Jack in the Box tacos, and everything else doesn't matter.
what? No, you got to have. Well,
Jack in the Box tacos are on a different level.
All right. Let's go.
there's a taco place here in town. I took KJ, and KJ had it was pork belly, and they literally they slice off a piece of pork belly, put it into a taco, and serve it to you. And he was in heaven.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. And actually,
Hemp
you know
beer.
what?
No, not oyster tacos, not hemp beer. No, stop.
Fish tacos are amazing.
Yes.
Fish tacos.
But hemp beer, okay, you saw what happened tonight. All we need to do is add Mary Jane to the beer thing, and that would go us totally off the rails.
It would have to be a special Friday or Saturday night show because.
I mean, Pantea is driving me crazy. Ghirardelli chocolate stout. Oh God. Okay, Steven, that is your job. You need to find this stuff.
Yeah, if it's not available anywhere outside of San Francisco, I'm going to be talking to the two of them about how to get some delivered.
Oh,
wow,
we gotta get it.
Ghirardelli chocolate stout.
I like that pay-per-view. So anyways, we've got an hour and 34. That's the longest show we've ever had. We hope that everybody enjoyed it.
Cheers to everyone.
We're going to give 3 minutes for any final questions that we can answer. And our answers are always going to be better when they're alcohol induced.
Oh,
no, maybe
question.
Maybe you didn't catch on. I've only tried sips of a few beers and haven't liked any of them. So I'm not a beer person. I don't order it. I don't buy it.
Wait a minute. You only did sips? I thought the requirement was that we drank half the bottle of each beer.
Before tonight.
Okay.
Oh.
It was
Coconut porter is excellent also. No, Anchor Steam is a fabulous beer. I hope that the guy that bought it, who he he owns some yogurt company. He bought it. He told everybody he was planning on bringing it back, and it's supposed to come back, and it has sat idle for a year and a half or 2 years or whatever it is now, and nothing's happened, and nobody can get this guy on the phone to get him to say whether or not Anchor Steam is coming back. Anchor Steam is fantastic. I have 8 bottles of it in my beer fridge right now, and the only reason I haven't drank all 8 of them is because Chobani. That's it. I literally want to be the last person to ever drink Anchor Steam in the world, if that's what it comes to. I was the last person to ever drink a Cafferty's Irish Ale because I had a can of it that I held on to for 10 years. Thank God it still tasted like Cafferty's Irish Ale.
Okay, Steven, I got a question for you. Do you like Stella Artois?
Stella Artois is not bad. It to me, it gives off the gassiness that you experience with Budweiser. So I can drink it, but I still get a little.
Now, what about Blue Moon? What about Blue Moon?
My problem with Blue Moon is that I'm not a fan of having to put an orange or a lemon or a lime or something into your beer in order to make it have flavor.
Okay.
I've had Blue Moon. We were at the Rockies game, and I asked if they had any. I asked the guy. I said, "What kind of beer you got?" And he literally pointed over his shoulder to the sign on the wall that said Coors Light all the way down the outfield wall. And when I told him I was looking for a craft beer, he said, "Go down the first baseline. They've got a microbrewery, and they were just starting to make Blue Moon at that craft brewery like that month." So final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Corona.
Corona is fantastic when you're having tacos and enchiladas. I would not go to it as an immediate, but it still serves the purpose. It's still beer. It still gives off. It pairs perfectly with what it's being served with.
Okay, Modelo.
I like Modelo better than Corona.
Okay.
Yeah, Modelo.
Sam Adams Summer Ale.
I like the Boston Lager better than the Summer Ale. The Summer Ale is a little on the light side.
Okay. What about a Summer Shandy?
Shandies are really good if you actually pour them yourself. I know that's been a new thing, is to have them come out. I had a shandy in Ireland, and it was literally I'm getting a the other side of the computer. I had a shandy actually poured in front of me, and it was okay. It was different. I learned what the phrase half pint comes from when I was literally sitting in a pub in Bray, Ireland. A kid, probably about 12 or 13, walked up to the bar and he went 2 and 2, and the guy put down 2 Guinnesses, 2 full Guinnesses, and 2 half pints. And I went, "Kids are allowed to have beer?" And he goes, "It's a half pint." And I went, "Oh, that's where that comes from?" He goes, "That's where that comes from."
Okay, here's my question. Why does Pantea, Dave, know more about beer than you do?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Order a beer from time to time.
I am impressed. Pyramid Apricot Ale. Oh, that sounds delicious.
She literally is my favorite Sprecher.
Sprecher. Have another beer.
I'm sorry. I apologize. This is all that's left of that bottle. So
one final thing before we shut the show down.
This is your third final thing, Dave.
I know. Well, what is everybody? Well, first of all, everybody's watching our show, which means they don't have a life and they don't have anything else to do. So talk to us, Steven, real quick about that one beer that Sam Adams put out that's actually served almost like a whiskey.
Utopias.
Utopias, yes.
Oh my goodness. I have seen it. I have never tried it. It's people call it the holy grail of beers. I'd be interested to try it. The fact that it's like way up there. Somebody said it's like in the 30s or 40s. It's almost
as far as ABV, really?
Yeah, ABV. You'd have to look it up, but it's much higher than the 12.2 that we had. It is ridiculously strong.
All right.
The
So we
bottle's
had
actually
one.
designed to be closed after you pour a little bit out at a time. So
Okay, so Dave just actually thought about what I was going to. So we're going to close the show with this, and we'll talk to the three people here. If you could have one beer as your last beer, what it would be? I'll go first. It's going to be the Hershey's Chocolate Porter. Steven?
Mine would be a Coke Zero.
Way to ruin the mood there, pal.
Steven?
we pull him kicking and screaming into the beer world, and he goes with Coke Zero.
Okay, I've got one. What about a carbonated scotch?
Ooh, that sounds terrible. Just like a
One
flat beer.
last beer.
Yeah, what would be your last beer?
Well, there was a beer that they made that no longer is available. New Albion Ale was actually one of the it predates Sierra Nevada by about a year. New Albion Ale, the guy that brewed it went in together with somebody and he rebrewed, and I got a case of it. I actually hunted it down and found it and got a case of it, and I made that sucker last for about 2.5 years, and it was exactly what a pale ale should taste like. It's when I try a pale ale, it's in my memory, that's what it's measured against. And if I could have one last beer before I'm done, it would be a New Albion pale ale, the original. And I know that there's probably very few that nobody's got a copy of it anywhere, or a bottle of it anywhere. But if they do, it's not going to taste good, because it's the last time it was brewed before the reissue was like 1985. So I mean, we're talking a long time ago.
Sure. Yeah, who would have ever thought that we'd be saying 1985 was a long time ago? That's that's depressing on a whole nother level. But Sharon put up something, Tig Lily, that says that her last beer would be beer nuts.
Beer nuts.
All right, I go with that.
Beer nuts are good, but where can you find them anymore?
At the store.
Total Wine.
You still when I took you guys to Lee's discount liquor, Lee's has beer nuts, and it's still that red can with the white label. It's the white ring around the word beer nuts.
You just take a bunch of those and dump them in a Coca-Cola, and you're set to go.
God, Matt was born in 1985.
Yeah, isn't that depressing?
God,
isn't that depressing?
I graduated from high school in 1986. That is just ridiculous.
Well, wasn't Dave? Dave was born were you born in the 80s or 90s or 70s?
70s.
You're born in
early.
70 what?
He's not as old as you and I, but yeah, he's still we're all in the ballpark.
Yeah.
We're still Gen X.
Oh, look at that.
Young,
that isn't that sweet that he says you're young. Oh, isn't that cute? That's so adorable.
My hairline would not agree with you at all. I graduated in 82. All right.
Okay,
well,
I graduated in 83. So Brian
82, 83, 86. I don't know. 92.
90.
Oh, Jesus.
You graduated in 90?
Yeah.
That's just
how was Nirvana?
So anyhow, Dave's gonna throw up a little. Oh God, 2004, really?
Are you sure you weren't born in 2004, Matt? For
ouch, that hurts. That hurts. Oh, that hurts. So you're saying, Brian, that I look so much younger and better than both of the other panelists. Is that what you're saying? Because I am gorgeous for 62 years old.
The last TSC convention, we did have to wheel you upstairs in a wheelchair.
No, you didn't.
Wait. Oh, no, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
It may have been Rich. I don't know.
It was probably no, because Rich was too busy laying across. Well, we won't go to the details. Anyway,
it was Chad.
Yeah. So if Dave put this up, so if you have any other ideas for a stream, let me know, because we're at a minute or an hour 44. It's our longest show ever, and still everybody's still here. But let us know what
next time.
If you like what you see, make sure you like, subscribe, share these videos. We certainly appreciate it. We are definitely going to be doing another beer tasting. I think that this was actually really good. And we're going to get Dave. Our goal, Steven and I have a goal. Our goal is to have Dave like
a beer.
Like a beer.
He's
So,
close. He's close right now.
He's
very
really close. Yeah, he's really, really
That
close.
Alaskan Amber's slipping right in there just a
It
little.
is. It is. It is. It must be. Anyways, thank you so much, folks. We'll see you again next week. We're not sure what we're going to talk about, but again, if you have ideas, please let us know. Any final closing thoughts, Steven or Dave?
No, thank you guys. I appreciate you letting me be silly and getting a little toasty on a Tuesday.
No, thank you, Steve, for putting it all together. And yeah,
we appreciate everybody for showing up and
notes.
and and wasting a Tuesday night. We certainly appreciate it. Anyways, I think that's it. Say goodnight, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
All right, guys, take care.
Good night, Daves.